Okay, so let's create a new project to our procedural road system. But first I'll show you what is our start content pack, which is PRS essentials. So this content pack essentially have all the required content that we need to construct our procedural road system. So basically, like if I show you, we have some audios and we have the character mannequins and related animations, and we have some start content materials, also some custom materials that you require for like buildings, roads, traffic lights, and for the clouds as well. Also we got some meshes to construct some sort of static inventory items, modular roads, and traffic light segments. And we got some textures too, right? So let's use this starter content pack alongside our procedural road system new project. So you can find out this asset pack at this Git repository, right? So I will keep updating this repository along the way if I need to add any other materials along the way. But overall, this contains all the required stuff that we need currently. And you can find out this PRS essentials within the course as well. So I will upload the zip file alongside this project setup. Okay, so first just download or either clone these PRS essentials and then open up using Unreal Engine. So currently this PRS essentials is under 5.3 Unreal Engine version. So if you need to open this starter content pack, make sure your engine version is at least equal to 5.3, or any other prior versions would be fine. Okay, 5.4, 5.6, something like that would be also fine. Okay, right. And then let's create a new project for procedural road system. And for that, I'm going to use the latest Unreal Engine version that we currently have, which is 5.7. Okay, so maybe with the time that you are watching this course, maybe we have a higher version of Unreal Engine, but that's totally fine. I'm just using whatever the latest version that I currently have. Okay, also like if you are willing to use older versions, make sure it is at least 5.3, because our starter content pack is having Unreal Engine 5.3 as well. Okay, so don't go below 5.3. Whatever the higher version starting from 5.3 would be fine. Okay, anyway, so I'll create a new project using Unreal Engine 5.7. So let's wait until the editor is started. Right, so in 5.7 actually we have sort of a new UI for as the home panel of the engine. So in order to create a new project, all you have to do is simply click this new project button and it will toggle up our usual window to create a new project. So I'm going to select games and then a blank project. And as the project location, I can give it some sort of a custom location. So in my case, I would prefer to save it on under the developments and GUI workspace, Udemy, and here. So I will choose this location, but in your scenario, it could be different. Whatever the appropriate location that you prefer, you can save it over there. Okay. Right. So I'm going to select this directory, and as the project name, I'll call this one as procedural road system. Okay, right, so let's create the new project. Also make sure to select the blueprint option, because our entire project will be use blueprints. In the target platform, it could be anything, but in my scenario, I would prefer having desktop and the preset quality is maximum. Right, so let's create the project. And wait until the shaders compile and open up. Okay, right. So this is my new project, which is procedural role system. And if you go and look at the content browser, as you can see at the content directory, there is nothing. Okay, right. So now our project is there. And then what we have to do is we have to migrate that PRS essentials start content to our procedural role system project. So I'm going to open up that PRS essentials project and right click on it and simply select migrate option. So make sure to select everything under this PRS essentials directory and simply click OK. Right. Then as the location, I'll select that procedural road system project, and under the content directory, I will do that migration. So make sure it is your own project's content directory as the location to be migrated. Okay, so let's migrate it. So this may take few seconds, so let's wait until this one finishes. Okay, so now it has been migrated successfully, so I can go to my procedural road system project again, and here now you can see under the content directory we have that PRS essentials starter content, right? So the required stuffs are there. All you have to do is use it when it required. Right, now to organize the procedural road system related content, I will create another directory under the content folder. I call this one as procedural road system. Okay, so considering the folder management, I will keep the folder structure like this for now, because this PRS essentials content pack may update later on when we require to add maybe new features or new assets, things like that. So whenever I'm updating the PRS essentials content pack, if we have that content pack under the content directory, I can easily do migrations. Okay, so that's why I'm keeping this PRS essentials outside of this procedural role system directory. Okay, so we have a clear separation of artifacts over there. Right, then let's go to the procedural road system directory, and here I will create a folder called maps, and there let's create a new level. So I'm going to create a new level, and I'll choose this basic level, and I can create it. Right, I can see by default I have this box on the level, but I would prefer having a landscape, so I can delete that thing like that. And let's go to the landscape, and we have this grid view, but I think we don't need this amount of area. Maybe we can reduce it to 50 by 50 quads. Right, and as the material, I can give some sort of a grid material that has been already provided under this PRS essentials starter content. So if you go PRS essentials content, and there we have materials. Not the materials. Let's go to the Lyra starter, and there we have materials, and here I'm going to select this MIMS blue one. Right, so let's simply plug this material like this. So either you can drag and drop it, or you can either click this material and click this simple arrow icon, or either you can select it from the drop down. Right, either of the option would be fine. Right, then let's create the landscape. Okay, so now you can see we have that grid material that has been applied by default on that specific landscape. So I'm not going to do any sculpting or anything. I'm just having this default landscape opacities. So I'm going to switch back to the selection mode, and as the orientation, make sure it is 0 on the z-axis, and we have the play start over here. Right. So if I play it now, my camera pawn will be appear over here, but we have no characters or anything. But anyway, our level is there. Right. Now let's just simply save this current level under our procedural road system maps directory. I'll call this one as map underscore showcase. Right. So this is our first level. Basically, this is a test level that I'm going to construct some specific blueprints or things like that later on. So let's use this map. And also, let's go to the edit and project settings. Then there, as the default maps and modes configurations, I will provide this map as the editor starter map and the same map as the game default map. Okay. So again, in order to set this value, either you can select this map showcase and go to this menu and click this arrow icon, or else you can simply choose it from this drop down. Right. And then let's manage set of plugins as well. So if you go to the edit and plugins, make sure open image denoise plugin is disabled, because this library we don't need. So if you add this library, I mean, it doesn't do anything, but it may bit if you disable this one, you can actually reduce your project size a little bit. So usually I'm disabling this plugin, so make sure you can you do the same thing. Okay, right. And then we don't need this modeling tools editor mod plugin as well, so we can disable it like this. So you can see actually this plugin is sort of reparent with other child plugins as well, so you can disable all of them like this. Right. Because we don't need those plugins. So in order to improve the project efficiency and reduce the project size, we can disable those unrelated plugins. Right. But this is an optional thing. You don't need to do this on the fly, but I'm usually doing those stuff. Right. And those are the plugins that you need to disable. And considering the plugin that you need to enable, you can refer to this asset guidelines directory under the PRS Essentials starter content. So this is the asset guideline blueprint that mention about what are the required plugins and configurations. So here you can see, soon after I clicked on this AGPRS asset guideline blueprint, it will pop up this missing plugins notification, so that you can simply enable the plugins by clicking this button, or else you can refer this plugins section, and here you can see what are the plugin names. Right. So you can enable the plugins either manually by simply referring to this name under the plugins menu, or else you can simply click this enable missing button here, so it will automatically enable those plugins. Right. So I'm gonna just simply click on this enable missing button, so you can see it automatically apply those plugins for us, and it will ask for restart the engine, because since we enable and disable some of the plugins, now we have to restart the engine. Okay, so let's restart the engine. So this will take a couple of seconds. Right, so I just restarted the engine. and let's take a look at plugins again to see whether those stuff has been enabled properly. So I'm gonna search for chaos vehicle, right? So you can see that plugin has been enabled, and the next plugin is animation warping, right? That plugin is also there, right? So essentially we need those plugins because later on we are going to integrate some vehicle AIs, so that we need chaos vehicle plugin. Also we are going to integrate characters, so in order to properly drive those characters some locomotion state, we need this animation warping plugin. Okay, so those are some setup that we need to be get done to get started with the procedural road system. And also you can see now by default we have this map showcase has been opened at the default editor map, right? So up next, let's take a look at how we can further improve this project, maybe by simply adding some character and maybe some camera controls. So I'll see you there in the next tutorial. Thank you.